Hello, my creative second graders. We are going to be exploring printmaking today by making a stamp and creating a water-soluble print with markers. So let's take a look at our materials and get started. At your table, you will have a piece of foam. It's thin like paper, but definitely feels a little different. On the back is your name, class, number sticker. Please fill that out. Then flip it over. On this side, we are going to be creating some different lines and patterns using our pen. I'd like you to limit your amount of lines to 5 or 6. So make them simple. And if you need a reminder, check our line poster up above the windows to get some ideas. Boys and girls, I've done 5 lines, and now I'm going to go ahead and add some shapes in the middle in between these lines to add some design to my sections. Now that I've finished using my blue pen, I'm now going to switch to my red pen to do a second tracing of my lines. This is going to help deepen the grooves of my lines so that when I rub my finger over my lines, I can definitely feel how deep they are. Going back and forth over some of your lines will help to make them the appropriate depth that we need to keep our colors where they need to be when we do our print. I've gone over all of my lines multiple times with my red pen, and now they should be deep enough that if I close my eyes and rub my finger over the top of my stamp, I should feel exactly what type of line and pattern I created. So now that we have finished this, and it didn't take me too long because I kept my pattern and design very simple, which is what I'm expecting for you today too. Otherwise, it will take you way too long. Please keep it simple by limiting your lines to 5 to 6 lines and a few simple shapes or patterns in between those line sections. Now, I'm gonna add my color to my stamp. We are using water-soluble markers, which are pretty much the same markers you use every day, but water-soluble is a fancy word for it washes away with water. So I'm going to go ahead and color one color in each section that I created with my lines. The lines are going to help keep my color from running together or bleeding together and mixing the colors. So that is why I created these line sections. Now that I have colored in my stamp, coloring one color per section that I created with my lines, I'm now going to look for the piece of paper in my material box that has my name, class, number stamp on the back. Make sure and fill that in first. Then we're gonna flip our paper over and take the sponge that is in the bucket of water at your table and give it a really good squeeze to get all the drips off that sponge. Then we are going to go ahead and wipe it onto our paper, getting just enough water to wet our paper, but not enough that there's puddles. I think I need a little bit more because I want to see just a tiny bit of a shine on my paper. Let me know if you need help with this step, and I'd be happy to double check to see if you have the correct amount of water on your paper. Now we are ready to lay down our stamp on top of our paper. Once you lay it down, do not pick it up, boys and girls. Otherwise, if you put it down a second time, it may become a fuzzy print. Then, go ahead and gently massage all the areas on top of your stamp to help get that color transferred onto your paper. You can already see that the ink is starting to come off of my stamp onto the paper because of the water. Okay, we ready? Ooh. Aww, so colorful. And because I made my lines deep enough, I have a white line that I can still see on my print. Not only that, but the lines helped keep my colors from running together or blending and mixing. You can see that just in one little area here, I got some color mixing. That's all right, boys and girls. The beautiful thing about printmaking is, if I really wanted to, I could make this same image again, because my stamp can be used as many times as I take care of it for. Okay, let's go ahead, grab your material buckets, and head to your tables to get started.